Well, Tyler, welcome to Notts County.
Thank you.
Just talk us how the move came about.
Just that, honestly, it was just woke up yesterday morning to a missed call from my agent and a text saying call me ASAP. So I called him and he explained the interest, and it was a no-brainer really. Just obviously I know Notts County as a big league club, and I think their stature, they're more than good enough and better to be in this league, and they deserve to be back in the league. So when that came about, that was instantly what I thought. I just want to help get the club back in the league where they belong.
Now, I was going to say, it's interesting that you say that. Obviously, Notts have got this reputation, big history, big club. If it had been another National League club without the same kind of history, would you have entertained that move at all?
With Notts County interest?
Yeah, if it hadn't been Notts County and it had been another National League club.
I think for my personal development, yes, just because I need them games and I need that experience where I had a bit of a run in the Salford team early in the season, and it's just a luck of the draw. You come out of the team, you go in the team, and you just have to wait your turn. I think coming to Notts County is I think it's perfect for me for development wise, for standard of play, for development, and just experience all round was the perfect move for me really. So I think if it was another club in National League, I would, because National League is such a competitive league, and I think there's a lot of clubs like Notts County that have a good standard and a good background behind them.
Obviously, you've trained this morning. How was that, and what were your sort of first impressions of the rest of the squad?
Very, very good standard. I was quite pleased with it, and I enjoyed it. And just the type of training, obviously, day before a game is usually a bit lower in tempo, but some of the lads stayed out after the players who played on Saturday went in, and the tempo was right through the roof, and it's what I needed because I've had a few days off myself, so to get back into that rhythm was quite good and kind of get the sharpness back.
And what has the manager said to you? I know you had a meeting with him prior to coming on here. What has he told you, and what does he expect of you in the time that you're here?
He just explained to me how the type of way that we Notts County want to play, and what he expects from me from a fullback. He likes his fullbacks being quite attacking, so it kind of suits my game to the ground really, and I was really interested and intrigued to what he had to say, and I'm really looking forward to it because it suits my game quite a lot, and I think can do quite well here.
I was going to say, is that what you are, very much the epitomise the modern day fullback?
Well,
bombing on.
I try. I am quite attacking in my play, but I also have that defensive qualities that I do take pride in because, first of all, you're a defender. You know what I mean? So even though modern day fullback, you need to attack and help the team. Your main job is to defend. So I take pride in that, and I make sure that I win my 1v1 battles and the winger doesn't get the best of me. But then once we get the ball, then I'll be bombing on, trying to help the attack and create some goals and chances.
I'm interested to know, as a young player, obviously you were at Wigan, and I noticed obviously Andy Robertson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, all these modern day fullbacks have set the bar so high now in terms of what's required from fullbacks.
Yeah.
Has it changed in the time that you've been developing as to what is expected of fullbacks these days? I
think it has slightly, but I was quite fortunate because at Wigan we played in quite an attacking way as well and used the fullbacks quite well. And to be fair, every club, Wigan and Salford I've been at, are quite attacking teams, so we do use the fullbacks a lot, and it is they do look to dominate possession. So when you have possession of the ball, the fullbacks can get higher. So I've kind of been lucky enough to be taught and trained in that way, that and in those type of teams that play that philosophy. So I think it suits me down to the ground.
And so what's the script with you at Salford? Because I noticed you came in and made your debut at Forest Green Rovers. Yeah. That was right, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And what's happened since then?
Just came in, played well on my debut, and I got a bit of a run in the team. I played about 4, 5, 6 games, and then I came out. I think it was due to experience really. If I'm honest, just kind of getting experience back in the team and just having that trust, even though I've showed myself. It was just that trust I think they needed in a more experienced player, which you've got to take on the chin sometimes as a young player. Obviously, the only way to get experience is to play, but you've got to accept that if that's the best for the team, that's what's got to happen. So then I I came in and out for a couple of cup games and done well again, and played a couple more league games after that, it's brilliant for me because this time last year I had 0 appearances to my name, and now I've got probably about 11 or 12, which for my own development, and I've learnt a lot in those games. So it's been a very productive year for myself, I think, already, and I hope to carry that on to the end of the season.
I was going to say, because you don't really, when you're a young player, you don't have time to wait around, do you? You need to clock up those appearances, don't you? That's the problem.
No, exactly, and I think you got to find the right place for yourself, and where you can gel and kind of find the right relationship with the players and the team and the manager to help you thrive. And I felt that even from the first day here. I felt really positive vibe, and the club's very ambitious where they want to go, and I think with the quality of the squad, I think more than capable of getting in that top 4 or 5 playoff positions, and even automatic if we can get a good run going.
I know it's initially for a month, but would you like to stay longer if it works out?
Definitely would, yeah. If it I think it's initially a month, like you say, but if the opportunity comes around that I can stay longer to the end of the season and help fight for promotion, I'm more than happy to do that. I'm more than willing, and I think that would be a very good option if that could happen.
Because obviously Adam Long was here last season, was he? Do you know Longy?
Yeah. No.
What did he? Have you spoken to him about Notts County, or did you speak to him about Notts County when he was here?
No, I've not spoken to Longy yet, as of yet. I was going to give him a text probably today or tomorrow, but I know when he was here last year, he came into Wigan a couple of days a week to do recovery sessions and stuff like that, and he had nothing but good words for the club, and he enjoyed his time here from what he told us. And I think he did all right when he was here and done quite well. So I've always rated Longy. I thought he was a good player, especially left-footed centre half. You don't find many of them. So yeah. I rate him highly, and I think from what he said last year, from when he came in a couple of days a week, he loved it, and it was a good setup, and that's all I've seen today. It's just kind of backed that up.
And do you know any of the other players here already, or?
Not off. I know a couple of names. I don't know any personally. I knew, strangely enough, I didn't find out till today that Calvin. Is it Calvin?
Yeah, Calvin Miller.
Calvin Miller. He was. So the trials I did with Salford at the start of the year, he was there on the first day. So I recognised his face, but I didn't know where from. But I spoke to him today, and he found out that he was there. But I think he went to another club quite quickly after that. But so I only knew him a day or two. But that's probably the closest I get for knowing someone personally here so far.
Yeah. And how much are you sort of relishing the opportunity, given what's at stake for Notts County? I mean, obviously, he's slap bang in the middle of a promotion race.
I'm very, very excited to get going and kind of try and get on the pitch and help the lads, because I think, as you say, I've kind of experienced it a little bit with Salford this year as a promotion push, and see what the demands are and what it takes. And you have some good experienced players in that Salford team, to be fair, that have won promotions and won titles, and you've even had former Premier League players in that squad. And I'm quite close to him, so I have spoke to him, and you get that feeling, you get that edge of what it takes, and that's exactly what it's going to take here. And I'm relishing the chance to come and help the team and get the promotion that they deserve.
I've got to ask you about Gary Neville, because obviously Gary Neville was at Salford, right back, you're right back. Have you spoken to him at all? Or do you speak to him at all?
Well, I think he's been quite busy recently, but he's he did when I first came on trial, when I first signed, he was down there every day, watching training and everything. I spoke to him a little bit, a joke here and there. When the first manager got sacked, he came in and spoke to us, and it's just, as you say, it's a bit surreal because I'm a United fan myself, and obviously him playing my position, I've watched him all my life growing up, so it was a bit surreal to kind of meet him in person and kind of speak to him on a professional basis instead of seeing him on the TV. So it was quite
cheering him on, yeah.
Yeah, and even when Paul Scholes came in as caretaker for a couple of games, that was unbelievable. You just think these are the players that you look up to when you're younger, and not even 5-6 years later you're either being coached under them or you're playing for their club. So
how surreal is that?
I think you don't believe it until you see him or until you speak to him, and I think even then you still don't really believe it at first, especially when he's calling your name or saying something to you or giving you advice. You just think it's kind of, is this actually happening? But, it's a great thing to say that you've been able to do, and kind of it's a fortunate opportunity. It's not many get the chance, so it's kind of a chance that you got to cherish and make sure you take advantage of.
Brilliant, lovely to speak to you. Listen, I wish you all the best while you're here. Yeah, really good to meet you, mate.
Brilliant, thank you. You too.
Thanks, Lee. Chris, are you there?
Yep, I'm ready to go. Hi there.
Hey, mate.
Sounds like a raucous atmosphere there, Chris.
I'm in the office now rather than the meeting room. I thought I'd just get this straight ready, so hopefully it won't be too loud.
Go for it.
Okay, here we go. Well, welcome to Notts County. I just wondered what attracted you to come to the club.
Just kind of, as I said before, like the stature, and like, so I know when I hear Notts County, I hear of a league club, and how the background and the history that they have. So straight away that took my notice, and looking in the league, it's one of the bigger clubs in the league, and having seen their ambitions and seeing how close they are to trying to get promotion, I think it was a no-brainer, really.
I think you've answered this question already, but no hesitation in dropping down the level, no hesitation in going down to the National League from League Two.
No, not a chance. And I think a lot of people think it's a big jump, and it's a weird one because it's not as big as many people think. The standard training today was very high, and at Salford the training is very high and very high tempo. I didn't see much of a difference today. So it's not a big of a step that everyone thinks it is. But at the end of the day, you're on a pitch with 21 other players, so you just gotta play your game and show your ability.
Looking at your stats, you've obviously played for Salford this season, but maybe not as a regular. Is that one of the major attractions, that you may feel that you've got a chance to play a lot more regular with Notts County?
Yeah, definitely. I think especially at the level in the men's experience, especially at my age, I need to rack up appearances, I need to rack up experience to kind of help further develop myself, but also back my CV in a way, if you want to call it that. And I think it's a perfect opportunity for me to keep developing as a young player and help the team out to try and get promotion and be up towards the top of the table.
It's a month loan initially. Can you think any further than the month? Are you planning ahead what you might do after that, or is it just focusing on the 4 weeks for now?
Like I said before, I think if the opportunity comes to extend it, then it'll be something I would be open to. But I think just for now, we just got to take it game by game, performance by performance. Because if you think too far ahead, you can get a bit lost of what you're doing. So I think I need to take it game by game, and show what I can do, and hopefully help the team out.
I heard you talking earlier that you're a Manchester United fan, and obviously you come from a club very linked with Gary Neville, the position that you play in. I wonder how much of an influence he's been on your career so far.
Yeah, it's like I said before, it's a bit surreal when you see Gary Neville, Phil Neville goals, especially the Neville brothers, because they're fullbacks like myself. They're who I was looking at when I was younger and watching and kind of trying to learn the trade from, as you say. And I think it's a bit of a surreal feeling. But from watching them as I grew up, I think I'm trying to play how they did, and obviously they played at the highest level, and that's not a coincidence. So they're obviously doing something right. So I've got to take some from their game, as well as other players playing in the Premier League at the moment at the highest level.
I know he's not the manager there, and I'm not quite sure how the setup works and how often these Manchester United players are there, but are they able ever to lend you or other players their experience and advice?
I think since I've been there, it's been when I first went in on trial and kind of first joined the club. They were there quite often, watching training and everything like that. They're at a lot of the games. They're probably at every home game and probably at most away games. So they do show the support. They do show the faces. And even that, without even speaking to you, if you see him there, you do have that confidence and that kind of pride to play well for the club and to do as best you can. to make them happy and to try and push the club forward. And I think that's the main thing when you see them. I think that kind of gives you that a bit extra to push on.
You mentioned that you've come to Notts County and the standard of training is high. You've barely been in the club 5 minutes, so it might be hard to ask you this, but do you feel that like they're a club geared up for promotion, you know, that they're in the playoffs, that they're close to the top spot? Have you already come in and felt that this is a side that really means business?
Yeah, definitely. I think just from training today and from what I've seen today, even around the club and the standards and the setup of how it is, it's not a National League club. It's higher than that in the expectations and the standards and the ambitions. So I think it's fully equipped to keep pushing on. And from what I've seen today, the group of lads are great and they all share the same goal and the same ambition. So I think if they keep pushing together and we can get a run going, we can get to that near the top of the table.
Thank you. Lovely. Thanks for the interview. Thank you.
Thank you.
John, do you have any questions? Call in John Brindley. You're on mute, mate, if you're talking to us. You're still on mute, John.
John, you're on mute, mate.
Am I on mute now?
No, you're not. Go on.
Right, good. Sorry about that. Probably make more sense on mute than actually when I'm speaking, but that doesn't really matter, does it? Tylor, welcome to Notts County.
Hi, mate. Thank you.
You've had a season where you've had an opportunities to play for Salford in League Two. I think your last first team game was against Leicester in the Papa John's Trophy in December. Have you been able to play football since then?
Yeah. So there's been a few bounce games and games during the week for the players who haven't been getting as much minutes. And they've been good standards of the games. They've been against Barrow's first team. They've been against Accrington Stanley. It's a good calibre of opposition. So I've had plenty of match minutes behind me, and I feel fully fit. I think going into pre-season this season, I'm the fittest I've ever was, and I've carried that throughout the season. And like you said, I think I've played a few games. I think my last one came in January against Scunthorpe, I think. So it's not too far from now. And that was a intense league game, so there was a lot of fitness going into that, and I've probably played about 2, 3, 4 bounce games since then. So I feel fully fit. I feel ready to go, and I had a bit of a layoff the last 10 days, but I feel ready to go. I felt sharp in training, so I'm looking forward to getting started.
Did the move maybe take you a little bit by surprise coming at this stage of the season?
Yeah, if I'm honest, I think obviously the January transfer window passed, and there was no interest from Notts or anyone, and I just thought I'd just keep playing the games and just keep ticking over until an opportunity came. And when I got the phone call yesterday, I was ecstatic, really, because it was a huge club, and it's a chance for me to start playing games again and further on my development. So I think it's the perfect opportunity for me.
Salford, your parent club, is a very ambitious club.
Yeah.
Do you draw parallels between them and Notts County, who are, as you said, a bigger club than the level they're playing at?
Yeah, definitely. I think there are similar ambitions, and I think the goals are the same, to try and get up the league as soon as possible, and kind of get to the clubs that you're matching, and really test the club and really get back to where they belong. So I think that's a massive step, and that's a massive ambition for the club, and I think, as I said before, that they're more than capable of doing it from what I've seen on my first day today.